try to be as still as I can. Hi, everybody. Um, t- Today is, I was just looking at this, another Fort Bliss soldier dead, Staff Sergeant John D.S. Daly, 27 years old, from Haiku, Hawaii, was pronounced deceased by Fort Bliss Department of Emergency Services. Yeah. So, this is day 178 p.m. My PM live stream. I try to do at least 2 a day. We're just, today's a Sunday. And when I say day 178, I mean 178 days since Richard vanished from Fort Bliss. He's a soldier there. And I've been reading through several of the threads on Find Richard Halliday Facebook. I'm banned on Facebook for another 26 days. So, yeah. Okay. So I'm banned really because of one video that I did that some situation we got into. I don't want to say it live. We were handing out prayer candles, and we had a very successful day. And but because of where I was at, they didn't like that. So Facebook is hindering the family of a missing soldier. They're hindering the search for a missing soldier. Can you imagine that? What we're doing, what we've become. It's for political, and because I'm very, I guess I really love systematic theology. Okay, I'm a numbers person. I'm a flowchart person. I'm a chart person, and if you've been following us, we've charted everything. We've put lots of things on a calendar, and we're starting to chart some other things about the disappearance of our son. And so where we are right now, okay, so at the beginning of this, Richard vanished. We hadn't heard from him. The Army did not contact us. We decided to call his commander. The commander was very nervous, on the verge of tears. Richard was then a deserter. We could not get answers. We could not file a missing persons report. So we got a team, Find Richard Halliday, together and started going to media, going to Congress. We did congressionals. We did the Senate Arms Committee. We did Facebook media, Instagram. Our daughter had 40,000 shares on Instagram. So we just, with this team, we really started getting information. The Army then sent their PAO to us, since we were getting some media attention, to intimidate us, to spread a false narrative using the truth. You know how that the shadow games are, where you can spotlight on a certain truth, like on the toenails of an elephant, and sometimes that will look like a stone or something else, and you think, oh, that's a stone, but it's really an elephant. Okay, that's kind of what they did. And today I am still undoing false narratives, a false story of Richard. There was screenshots sent to me of a prior leader of Richard's spreading rumors. He was retired at that time. Where did he get these rumors? He was very good friends with some other leaders that were still in the army. Why were the leaders of Richard spreading rumors about Richard? Richard's just a little fish, okay? Then we found out, and he was a little fish, but he was a stellar soldier. He went into the army with the best intention. And I know that all of you that have followed me all the time hear this, but I have to repeat this all the time. So please repeat it. Please repeat it. Richard went in with the best intention. Number one in basic training, number one in AIT, three AAMs in the first 14 months. He did outstanding on his equipment. He was the unit guidon bearer. He did combat lifesaver. He was 300 plus on his PT scores. Okay, he was stellar soldier. He was promoted before his peers with waivers. They waved him up there to make E4 very quick. Okay. If you want to find a lot of that information, I did load the infographic on the McGuffey's Find Richard Halliday site, McGuffey's Online Tutor.com, and then on the top bar, you'll see Find Richard Halliday. You can click that. You can get information there. I'm going to start loading information up there so you can get it really quick. It will be easier to find than if you went to Facebook because I loaded it up on Facebook too, the infographic with everything on there. Okay? Because we are against a Goliath here. And that Goliath is, why did the Army leadership weaponize in Article 15, okay, which is one of their tools for discipline, but they weaponized it to use against Richard? How did they weaponize it? Well, for very small infractions, very small infractions. Like if you have underage drinking, please, everybody, understand that underage drinking, that drinking alone is a huge problem in the Army. If you join, this is why no recruiters should be allowed on a high school campus. Nobody under the age of 20 should be allowed in the Army. Okay? And then the drinking age should be at 19. Okay, that's just my opinion. But you should be at least 20 years old when you join the Army because this underage drinking is a huge problem. And please don't be naive. Please don't be naive. Okay? When you go into the Army, the peer pressure is so great. The social pressure is so great. Look, we have social pressure right now that's causing, it's only social pressure. It's only virtue signaling. So when you get into the Army and you are with young males, the social pressure to drink is huge. So Richard was counseled in January, the end of January, for a 0.04 BAC underage drinking. Okay? That is what he was counseled for. And in March, this war began. This war began. And Richard's unit was in the field for a month. When they came in, that's called day 0 when they return, and they clean up their equipment, and the order is a little shaky of this battery commander who was a captain, and there was a 4-vehicle accident that he was dealing with on the same day that he was coming back from the field. And this war began. And this battery commander gave a very panic order, okay, and thoughtless order at 9 o'clock at night while dealing with a four-vehicle accident to an SFC, which is a sergeant first class. So he passed on an order to the sergeant first class. It happens all the time. And the sergeant first class then passed on the order to platoon sergeants. Happens all the time. Okay? But you understand this is 9 o'clock at night. It's going on. And to say and to think that things work like clockwork in the Army? No way. And that things work quickly in the Army? No way. You know how I know this? Because I'm the wife of a 30-year vet, and I'm the daughter of a 23-year vet. Do you know how many deployments my husband went on? Do you know how much incompetence I saw? Do you know how much hurry up and wait I saw? My husband was a lieutenant colonel. He's a retired lieutenant colonel. I know the military, y'all. So this order was given to the platoon sergeants. And then those platoon sergeants were then to give it on further. The order wasn't given until 9 o'clock at night. Passed on, given to the soldiers. And it was for shelter in place. But you could go, well, the order was to and from work, to the hospital, and to get food, okay? But then there was a revision of that order to allow to get fuel, okay? Well, the next morning, this was on the night of the 27th of March. The 28th of March, Richard took a drive. Okay, the day before, on March 27th, when they came in, he went and picked up his rifle that he ordered. And when he came in from the field, he picked up his rifle. Now, there was some discrepancy issues between these leaders. Did Richard get the order? Okay. And they all covered for themselves, and yes, oh yes, he did. Which, okay, fine. Do I mock it a little bit? I do. Because of the next circumstances. This became a field grade because of that email. Richard went on a drive. That means he disobeyed a battery commander's order to shelter in place. He went on a drive. Did he get fuel? Did he get food? I don't know. I know my son, he likes to get food, snacks. But he took a drive. This is the very next day after this. And do you remember what it was like when we had all those shelter in place? It was very confusing. I know the dining facility was in confusion. Everything was in confusion. Okay. And yet there was no allowance for a soldier that took a drive. There was no allowance for it. No. So what they did is they weaponized an Article 15. It wasn't a company Article 15. It was a field grade Article 15, which is the worst. They weaponized it. For a 0.04 BAC, it was called underage drinking, and this was a misconduct. And the Article 15, this field grade Article 15, was a patterns of misconduct. And what they listed on there was a 0.04 BAC, okay? Underage drinking, the allowable amount being 0.00. He could have been hypoglycemic and tested 0.04. I hope you know that. Anyway, so, and then the other pattern was that he took a drive and disobeyed a battery commander's order. So this stellar soldier, okay, was given a field grade Article 15. This is a weaponized. They weaponized it. Why? What did he see? What did he know? And the reason why they weaponized it to a field grade Article 15 is because then they could give him the max, absolutely the max punishment that any leader can give a soldier without going judicial, without going to court martial. And when we were in a meeting with the general and his SJA, I hope I'm saying that right, with his lawyer, he proceeded to, because we asked him, what did he get? Oh, we got the max. It was a field grade. We have the paperwork, so we knew that, but we just wanted to hear it. He got the max. He was demoted 3 ranks from E4 to E1. 45 days, 45 days of extra duty in 90 plus heat with this. They were dragging him out of his bed at the end. He was given 45 days of restriction, but of course the rumors were going crazy. And during that 45 days of extra duty, I have screenshots, I have testimony, audio testimony, that he was called a POA and worse. They badgered them, not just Richard. And then he was 50% of his pay for 2 months was taken away. And that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough because when he vanished, they didn't call the family. That's us. They did not make sure we received a letter. That's us. It only takes less than 1 minute to find Rob's phone number and address at the time. Less than 1 minute. Even the CID said that. They didn't even let us file a missing persons report. And they spread all kinds of rumors. And then we found out when we uncovered all these lies, we went to El Paso, not by the invitation of the Army. They were allowed to destroy our son, but they didn't invite us. They did not rally around us. They did not. We had a general, and by the order of the general, we had a command sergeant major, a couple of people that came out at our first rallies because they were commanded to, but not soldiers, no, because they had spread so many rumors about Richard, so many horrible rumors, and they didn't really want to look for him, even though they had to go and look for him, but they didn't want to. We did a rally with our vehicles, and we had one guy screaming out at us, he went AWOL, he went AWOL. And he was a deserter at the time. So I got out of the truck and I was like, oh, maybe he knows something. He was shaking in his boots, y'all, begging me to leave. I have audio. I know his name. I didn't release it because I feel so bad for him. He's a dad. I feel so bad for him. We're Army weak, y'all. Army is weak when they're shaking in their boots at a mama looking, just to protect a soldier, her soldier. It's pretty bad. No free speech. No. And I know speech has to be very guarded in the military. I'm the wife of a 30-year vet. I know. We've been married for 33 years. I can't tell you how many deployments I've been through as a wife. I can't tell you. With 4 children. Okay? I mean, long deployments. Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Even before that, I know that in Desert Storm, Rob was gone for 18 months. Yep. So I know all about it. Um, why did they weaponize this Article 15? And people have written on the comments, and it hasn't offended me. Why would a mama of a missing soldier, her son, concentrate on wanting to resend the Article 15? Well, one, it is the right thing to do because it is wrong, absolutely 100% wrong to destroy a 20-year-old, to take everything they work for away and make them look so bad when they went in with the greatest intentions, worked so hard, and for nothing. For nothing. Y'all, a 0.04 BAC and a drive? You want to destroy a young man? How can you even hesitate to sign that petition? There's no hesitation. When you're talking about a field grade Article 15, weaponized, my good friend calls it a waterless waterboarding. How can you hesitate to sign that Article 15? Go and sign it right now and get as many people as you can to sign it. There's no hesitation to it. Do I want to give Richard his name back? Yes. But there's even a greater reason, y'all. To weaponize an Article 15 is criminal. Why would the leaders get criminal? Well, through the rallies that we had, we found out that there was a gun problem in the barracks. They had to do a gun sweep and they found so many weapons. We also found out that they were bringing in all kinds of people to party in the barracks during the shelter in place. We also found out that in order to leave, if you wanted to go see your girlfriend or go out for any reason, like to go and eat at a friend's house or go to a bar or whatever, that you had to, they were first it started with passing the hat around for the CQ, that is the person that overlooks the barracks, the quarters. And then it got very profitable and they were starting to charge a flat rate. And that rate got up to $80. So if you wanted to leave and it wasn't for fuel or hospital or food, or let's say you just wanted to go to the tanning salon, you had to pay 80 bucks. Let's say you wanted to go for a hike in the sun where it's clean and you get some vitamin D and you get some beauty around you because it is very beautiful up on those mountains. And beauty helps your health. Vitamin D helps your health. Getting out in the fresh air helps your health. Getting out in the sun ups your spirit, ups your morale. Let's say you wanted to do that. You had to pay $80. $80. Let's say you decided, okay, something I can do alone. I can't go bowling. I can't go swimming. Richard loved to go bowling, swimming. Okay. He doesn't have enough money to go golfing. He liked to golf. So, okay, I'm going to buy a weapon, a rifle, and I'm going to go shooting. That's something I can do alone. So that's what he did. If you want to do that, you have to pay $80. I guess he didn't pay the $80. Well, I don't want to say it for that day because that was kind of the beginning of everything panicky. I don't think it was because of that. I think they were trying to make an example out of him, which means it became political. It was a political example of a stellar soldier. What did he know? What did they do to him, really? What more did they do to him? Because we know that there were lots of bad things going on in the barracks. And now we have a soldier found dead in his house on Fort Bliss, 27 years old. There's an investigation. I hope it's nothing. But I'm going to tell you right now that Article 15 with Richard was weaponized. And it was criminal. And that means there was criminal activity. And that order was thoughtless, unjust, unlawful. And the duty of a soldier is to not obey unlawful, thoughtless, unjust orders. Okay? The Nuremberg trials, right? The Nuremberg trials prove that your excuse cannot be, I was just following orders. No. The duty of the army is not to protect the institution. No. It is to protect the Constitution and the people, their rights. And that's why Richard, I think he got permission. I think they knew because he had to have told people the day before, during day 0 coming in from the field, that he was picking up his rifle to get permission to go get his rifle. And I think someone gave him permission to go shoot it. But it's never been fired. But I think so. Now, I don't have any proof on that. If someone out there has proof on that, please call 941-677-0060. But the fact still remains. No way on heaven and earth should he have gotten a field grade Article 15 with max punishment when you have a soldier that in that same time period shoots a weapon in the middle of a city and then has 3 sexual assault claims against him, and he still has his rank. And I even have a name of a soldier that got a DWI. Nothing happened to him. Nothing. And yet, they went after Richard, a waterless waterboard. Why? Why did they want to commit a criminal act against Richard? And this is why it is very important to rescind this Article 15, because these people that committed this criminal act against Richard knows where he is. That's why they were shaking in their boots when Rob called. And that is why the PAO was covering. It was like lying, taking truth and making a false witness statement with it. Shaking. And I have some sources that heard her say it, that she was covering. We will find out this week. We will find out this week when we get some, it's going to be redacted, y'all. They haven't leveled with us. I will be so surprised. I know I'm very cynical at this point. I am so cynical at this point. I am having to fight every step for my son because I know those very people that turned an Article 15 into a waterless waterboarding, a criminal act, know where Richard is, and it needs to be investigated. And to rescind that Article 15 is to investigate that Article 15 and would, I believe, lead to finding Richard. So this is why it's very, very important. And I have a faith that if I do justice as a Christian, I am to establish justice. If I demand justice, establish justice, because God knows where Richard is. And we will be led to Richard. And then we will have our life back. Because the army has stolen our life. Because they won't get to the bottom of this. Because they're too busy covering up for the institution. And for these criminal leaders. And they are criminal leaders. Because the Article 15 proves it. It's disgusting. They might not be criminals in the sight of man, but in the sight of God, they are criminals. You don't destroy a 20-year-old volunteer soldier for a 0.04 BAC and a drive off of Fort Bliss. You don't do it. Yeah. There's no hesitation in me whatsoever to demand that Richard's unjust, weaponized Article 15 be rescinded. And I will let the general know and let the public know that they should fight for this, that no Army recruiter should be allowed on a high school campus. None. Yes, it's becoming Fort Hood. I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. And they might think I'm picking on them, but I'm not. Because if they would just... I heard the Major General is very thorough. I hope so. But the pressure that these leaders are under is incredible. And it's like pressure from the devil. They're not allowed to really do what's right. Because if they were allowed to do what's right, we would know where Richard is already. 100%. So... there's some racketeering going on. There's some criminal activity going on. And you have to investigate the crime. And this is why it's so dangerous for... I'm putting my neck out there. But we will climb every mountain, go across any stream, down any highway to find what happened to Richard and where he's at. He's only 21. What did they do to him? Why didn't he call? I've been really thinking about that a lot this month. They must have done something else. When I hear all these other things, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, did they do something else to him? Is that why he didn't tell us? Did they threaten him? Because this SJA, Oh, that's the point I wanted to make, and I didn't. And then I'll cut it short. No, I'm never short. This SJA proceeded to tell us about this Article 15 and really said, but if he would have gone court-martial, he would have gone 6 years in prison, up to 6 years in prison. He could have got 6 years in prison. So we should just thank our lucky stars. He didn't say that, but I'm saying it. We should just thank our lucky stars that he didn't go court-martial. And I asked him, I said, so you're intimidating us that we should be happy that he didn't go court-martial and get 6 years in prison or up to 6 years in prison. Is that what you did to him? Is that what the Army did to him? Did they intimidate him from going court-martial? Did they intimidate him from calling his parents? Did they do something to him to make him not call us? Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I don't know how to scroll on this, y'all, and get, oh, there's one. Actions, I don't know. With the other soldiers found dead on the base, I have a feeling that someone is doing this. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that that Article 15 is criminal and it needs to be investigated. And I feel like if we find out what happened during that Article 15, we'll know where Richard is. Because he was being chaptered out of the Army for that. Because when you're knocked down to E1, you're never going to get that E5 in that time period. And so they just chapter you out of the Army. They didn't want him in. Why? Why? And then the chaptering normally takes about 6 weeks. He was on his 4th month of bullying. Bullying, y'all. Being called every name and not letting him work, putting him through the rat race or the toxic culture, like putting him through the wash machine of toxic culture for 4 months. In his 4th month? It's torture, y'all. Yeah. Dang is right. Yep. Okay, y'all. We've been through a lot, and this is like a huge book. I think we're writing a book. We're going to write a book because we've journaled everything. We've charted everything. We've documented everything. We've been banned on Facebook from going live feeds. Facebook is hindering the search of a missing soldier. Give me a break. Then I can't even comment. I can't even comment on comments. Yeah. Yeah. And you don't think this is political? This is all political. This is all political. This is war. This is worse than political. This is war. And because I say it, and if you only knew how much I held back, because I want to say a lot. If you only knew how much I held back, and that's why I'm banned. So thank you, McGuffey's Online Tutor, YouTube subscribers, for giving me this platform, because McGuffey's Online Tutor was our homeschool site. We've been working on this for years, and we had enough subscribers to allow me to do live feeds. Thank you. Because my YouTube would not let me do live streams, and then anything anywhere else I couldn't do it, but here I could. So thank you so much. And you can go to mcguffeysonlinetutor.com, and I have a new department that says #find Richard Halliday, and I'm putting up all kinds of information there, all kinds of PDFs, everything. You can find it there. I just opened it, so I will be adding as time goes. So thank you. Please share, copy, share, comment on everything. They don't want your comments. Comment on everything on the Facebook, and then please copy this and share it. And God bless you. And remember, we are co-workers with Christ in the regeneration of the entire creation. The evil is no impediment to Christ and his kingdom. Good night, y'all. Bye-bye.